Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Danganronpa Antebellum Lockdown. Last time we proved that Allura was Taka's killer and that Taka died first. Honestly, I'm not really feeling this chapter. But, you know, you know. Let's continue. Let's finish out this chapter. With all over her, or all over that earpiece, huh? I felt empty. This all felt hollow. I feel like I was only saved by the fact that we had Taka's murder to focus on. When this was all over, there was no hope of escape any other way. When Dr. Elenius was gone, there would only be one way out of here. And if you're going to take it, you'd feel less bad about killing a murderer, would you? I'm awful. I'm making this about me again. Molly, I just wish you were here right now. You shouldn't have thrown away your life for someone as pathetic as me. I could talk all I want about wanting to live life with you, about there being a future, but I was just as pathetic as Dr. Elenius, clinging onto the things I love, the familiar, to not have faced what I lost. Even if Taga hadn't died, even if I had gotten out, you couldn't call what I do living. I'd be right back to doing the same thing I was before. Right back to being good up again. It's hollow, but I truly, really am sorry. That that doesn't change a thing, I know. But I wish things hadn't ended up like this. Before we vote, I'd just like to ask something for peace of mind. That should be fine. We've still got a bunch of time left, haven't we? Laura? Those acid burns, those injuries, were they survivable? It it would have taken a lot of fairly intensive care. I don't even know if we had the correct resources in the prison to sustain him until we could get him corrective plastic surgery or the exact extent of his injuries, but... Alora, were they survivable? Potentially, yes. The acid wasn't on him for long. So you... yes, I know. I... I made that choice for him. But you have to understand. His career relied heavily on his appearance, on how he looked. If he managed to get out like that, he wouldn't have been able to get back to that. And what else did he have? That industry made him. It raised him. It was all he knew. That's... that's only if I could have saved him and treated him properly. Which would be intensive and not even guaranteed to work. I can't even imagine how painful it would be for him either. So yes, I made the choice to end his life. I thought it was for the best. What? What on earth gave you the right to choose that for him? What? Why do you always think you know best? Why do you never... Why didn't you even ask him what he wanted? I... I... You didn't have the right to decide that for him. You know you didn't. All this over what? Your earpiece? Are you serious? What's so special about it anyway? It's not important. You killed someone over it. I'd say whatever it is, it's probably pretty fucking important to you at least. You owe us that at the very least. We deserve to know what you did it all for. I couldn't. You can't. You wouldn't understand. It's... If I'm going to die, at least let me keep my last great scrap of dignity. You can't even... Zeke? Phil? On it. Huh? Wait. Before Dr. Elenius could react, Ezekiel moved forward and grabbed one of her arms. Fu caught on pretty quickly and grabbed her other arm, holding her back. When she was restrained by Lyra quickly moved forward and grabbed her earpiece, despite Dr. Elenius's continued resistance.
Wait! You can't!
Don't you think this is going a little too far?
Don't you think we deserve answers?
She's been all too comfortable keeping stuff to herself for far too long.
I never meant to. I was just trying to make sure the cat wouldn't catch on! Don't!
Now let's see. What exactly is this?
I don't like the pure red background on this. It's kind of creepy. Lyra popped the earpiece in her ear. Immediately, her reaction seemed to shift.
What the hell?
What is it?
A woman. But it sounds weirdly robotic, like one of those AI voices.
What?
Laura, what the hell is this?
And why did you kill Taka over it? I'll explain everything. I will. Just give her back, please. Just don't break it. I won't hide anything. Just don't destroy her.
Well, Suya, it's your call.
Huh?
I feel like out of everyone here, you've got the right to decide whether we should hear her out or not.
I don't think we should destroy it. She said something about the cat not wanting the cat to catch on.
She's going to die soon anyway. I know it's a lot right now, but even if you don't feel like hearing her out now, you might regret it later.
I want to hear it. I want to hear the truth.
Well, you're the boss.
Lyra took out the earpiece and tossed it over to Dr. Elenius, who Fu and Zeke let go of. She immediately scrambled to pick it up. I hadn't seen that level of desperation from Dr. Elenius before. Like she was a scared child clinging to that earpiece, in contrast to how professional and well put together she usually was. Now she looked incredibly small.
Thank you.
Well, Doc, looks like you've got a whole bunch of explaining to do.
I don't even know where to start.
Who is that woman?
Lilith.
Your hostage?
She was my patient for several years, and the first real friend I had my age. Before I met her, I'd been living life on autopilot. I didn't mind. I understood my life was of great importance. But I had a lot of expectations to uphold. I did what I was told without thinking about it. I detached myself from my work because, well, it's easier to make sacrifices if you don't get attached. But Lilith was different. She was my age, and she treated me as though we were equals. I was used to being othered, seen as too old for my age, isolated based on my perceived maturity. I was fine with it. It gave me time to focus on my work. But she didn't care about any of that. She was just glad to be able to talk to someone her own age, too. It was the first time I felt I had someone I could smile around, laugh around, relax around, not have to uphold the image I had to maintain for the public. Until then, I'd just been my parents' daughter, the Wonder Child. Sometimes I felt like nothing more than a living machine, quietly performing my purpose day in, day out, not thinking too hard about how much I felt about it all. I didn't want to be an inconvenience, a nuisance. I knew my parents had the best intentions in mind for me, so it would be selfish to act like I was upset with the position they'd put me in. But with Lilith, I was finally Alora. I was finally me. It felt like there was color and life, even if in just that little part of the day. I didn't second-guess what I said. I didn't feel like I was being watched. I just felt calm. I struggled to describe how I felt about her. It wasn't love in the traditional sense, but I grew to care about her so deeply. But of course, she was under the hospital's care for a reason. We were only referred patients to test experimental treatments on when it was terminal.
Oh no.
And she was no exception.
Is he dead?
I thought everything would be the same as before. I thought I could just move on how I did before.
So why didn't we vote for your not living hostage, Alora?
But I couldn't. I was devastated. I couldn't drink. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything. I felt such heavy, strong, guttural grief. And I felt guilty for feeling that way. I felt childish. Everyone was depending on me. They needed me to get back to work. I couldn't stop. I couldn't let something affect me that much. It terrified me how much her loss affected me.
So she's dead, so she's not alive, so why didn't we vote for her?
I couldn't lose her. I couldn't lose that calm. I couldn't lose that color. I know the sensible, mature thing to do would just be to move on, to process my grief normally, but I'm awful with loss. The idea I'd never see her again was... So I did something far more pathetic. Far worse.
Oh?
Any conversations with her I had recorded, any messages, anything I had, I put it into an artificial intelligence. One of those silly chat models. I let it train off of her data, off of whatever I had left of her. And of course it didn't work. Of course it's off. Of course it hardly ever sounds like her. But sometimes it gets it right. And I hear her again. And as pathetic as that is, I need that sometimes. Those fleeting, tiny moments where it's right, where she's her again. I know it's far from real, but it's the only thing that kept me going. And I didn't even know when we were getting out, or if I even would be allowed to access any of those logs or her data again once we were so... When he tried to break it, I couldn't. I couldn't lose her. God, I really am pathetic. I'm nothing but an immature child, feigning maturity when I'm secretly just still no better than that small girl I've always been, hiding my mistakes and errors from my parents, desperate to not let them down. Please don't forgive me for what I did to Taka. Please don't forgive me for not getting us out. I'm wretched. I don't deserve any pity. So, don't feel any regret voting me. I just apologize that I deceived you for this long into thinking that I was in any way well-adjusted. I'm sorry for pretending to be any kind of authority, for giving you false hope. You deserved more than to have to rely on someone like me.
Laura? I won't feel any regret, alright? It was your own choices that led you down here after all. You made the choice to end Taka's life. You thought it was it was the best for him. Just like you made the choice to bastardize Lilith's life and keep her alive in that adorable little AI assistant you're so attached to. You've always made choices solely based on what you think is best, Laura. All those flowers you'd press, dead animals you'd taxidermy, specimens you'd preserve in a resin. Prolong their lives indefinitely because you thought it was for the best. Do you think they wanted to be alive in that format? Or did you just not want to lose them? Well, you know the answer to that already, don't you? But keep living in your precious memories, refusing to move on. Your body will continue to age, but as long as your mind stays in the past, you'll always be that scared little girl crying over breaking her favorite beaker, gluing it together in an attempt to keep it around. And hiding it out of fear of your parents getting upset you broke something they got you, out of fear of having made a mistake. Lilith has been dead for many, many years, but as long as you didn't acknowledge that, you wouldn't have to tell the others that during the hostage motive. Didn't you? Wouldn't you? You did what? Wait, yeah, if she was dead then. We let our loved ones get hurt over some fake shitty AI. I was scared they'd break her. I didn't once. I knew it was bad, but... I'm sorry. the end of the day, painfully, and at the end of the day, I'm horribly, painfully, and agonizingly human, with all the messiness and bias and irrationality that comes with that. Perhaps that's why, in a way, I admired Taka. Maybe he just wasn't aware of it. He made no attempt to hide all of his irrationality, all his messiness, everything that made him human. In that way, even when he was throwing his tantrums, or begging for Santil to talk to him again, I always saw him as far less pathetic than me. And now he's gone too. Everything I seem to get attached to shatters. I hate it.
I don't even know what to say.
I did what I thought was best in the moment.
That seems to be all you ever do. You make all these choices just 'cause you think you know best.
I'm not really sure you're the one who gets to talk about making choices for others.
This isn't about that! I just... All of this was over some AI of a dead girl? Some AI that's not even like her? That she didn't even ask to be made? He died because of that?
I'm so sorry.
Let's just vote. I feel like the more we hear about this, the worse it's going to get. No! He trusted you! When everyone else was doubting you, he put his trust in you! He trusted you to keep him safe! To keep us all safe! He would be ashamed to see how sad you really are. He would have done anything for you. If he thought it would be useful, if you thought it would even start to pay you back for giving him a chance. But the second things got rough, the second he became too much of a handful, you didn't even give him a chance to say what he wanted. You just decided it would be better if he was gone. What on earth made you think you had the right to choose that? It's not like you're any more mature than us. You're just as scared and irrational as the rest of us. You just hide it. And he was... No, we were stupid enough to fall for it too.
St. Teal.
I'm glad he never had to see what you really were.
That moment Dr. Elenius just broke, and before he knew it.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for pretending. I just wanted to.
That's right, does not fit. And Allura just started crying, unable to say anything else. I felt an awful pit in my stomach. No one came to comfort her. No one said a word. We all just looked at the woman in front of us, crying like a child. I felt awful. I didn't want her to feel like this, even after what she did to Taka. At the end of the day, it was still something of an accident. Just like Molly. She never wanted to kill him. In that sense, I felt a lot of pity towards her. And my reputation was already down the drain now I'd killed Molly, so... I didn't care what anyone would say.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. You can cry.
Katsuki.
It's not your fault. It's okay.
I mean, it is kind of her fault.
He's dead because of me.
Hey, it's okay. Let's cry together. It's all going to be okay. It's okay. We can rest now. Shh. It's okay. It's been a really long day, hasn't it?
I'm so tired.
It's okay. Let's rest now. It's okay.
Oh, great, this again.
Lay off her. You don't know what it's like. Losing someone you care about is one thing. Knowing that you're responsible is another thing. Oh God, it's a whole other thing. I still remember. She was talking just before I managed to get the door open, saying so many awful things about herself. In my next life, I hope I'm reborn as someone who's easier to love. Didn't she know that she already was loved? I wish she knew how loved she really was.
My bad.
I feel awful. No one deserves to die feeling so unloved.
Didn't mean to cut you off like that.
Sorry. I'm making this all about me again. I'm so selfish.
Hold on. I'm sorry, kid. What did she say?
About wanting to be reborn as someone who's easier to love?
Hey, did she say anything else?
I don't remember all of it, but how there was something wrong with her. How it's always been about when and not if. How she didn't want her death to be for nothing. Everything feeling temporary.
We can't vote.
What?
Oh? Wait.
If we vote now, we're all going to die.
What? If you sit down, you're not cooking all. Okay, wait. Overtime.
I don't understand.
I'm gonna get.
I killed
I don't-
Taka.
I don't get much more than I already had, but
This isn't
fuck it, we
about
ball.
him. I think we're very, very wrong about Pinky's death.
What?
Boy, Cat, how much longer do we have left for discussion?
Just under an hour.
Perfect.
We've been here for like 2.5, almost 3, I think. But okay.
So, what's going?
I'll explain in a moment.
Now's not exactly the time to be mysterious. We're kind.
All right,
Shit.
I'll cut to the chase.
Sorry, man.
I've heard Pinky say all that stuff before.
Well, yeah, she was venting to anyone who would listen to her. I'm sure everyone has heard that sort of stuff from her.
No, I mean those exact words.
So, what? She was rehearsing her suicide?
Dumbass.
I think it's more than that.
I really feel like this is blowing a small thread out of proportion.
Right. Even if she said all those words before, it doesn't mean anything. She was likely just repeating herself.
Let me give you some advice.
Hey! My goat.
I can prove she wasn't, kid. Oh boy, I've got some explaining to do. Oh well, I know when to cut my losses. And if I've got to tank my gains to save my skin, that's just business.
What are you...
Let me walk you through this, kid.
Yep. Let's save. Overtime, motherfucker. Hi, man.
Let me just preface this by saying it's gonna sound bad. But you know, if you expect anything else from me at this point, you're just fooling yourself. So, you've probably noticed from all the drinks and small talk. But back when I was locked in my cell, when you were all guarding me, I had a little side hustle going on. You caught on to what that was, right, kid? What was I trying to do? Come on, kid. You were meant to be sharper than this.
I'm not that smart, man.
Alright, kid, but you know, you caught on to what that... Bingo. Right on the money, kid.
I mean, you did try to get me drunk.
And let me tell you, it worked. Sure, some people resisted, but at least I got to see what made certain people tick. Others just took the chance and spilled out their guts to me. And hey, I know an opportunity when I see one. Before I was let out and got my hands on everyone's truths, I was actually planning on using that info to... Well, you're smart. You can figure it out, kid. Exactly.
Take off your shirt.
You get me, kid. But of course, blackmail doesn't exactly work if I just know. You need something tangible to use against the person. Maybe just word of mouth would work for others. But given my little, incident with Blondie a while ago, I'm not exactly the most trustworthy person in the prison. Of course, the perfect opportunity landed right in front of me. Sure, I may not have used them for what they were intended for, but a true businessman knows how to innovate. I just didn't expect the cat to hand out such a useful tool on a silver platter. You remember what the cat brought us all, right?
Tapes.
And so, we have our answer.
What? I did not expect those tapes to come back meaningfully.
You recorded all of that shit we said to you?
Yep. Sorry if you feel deceived or whatever. Honestly, you're lost for opening up to me. Point is, all that stuff Shinku reported hearing Pinky say before he opened the door, I already heard it before.
Fucking do it.
She said all that shit to me and I got it on one of my tapes.
Wait, this means Lyra can be the killer again.
I'm guessing someone secretly noticed I'd started recording people when they were chatting to me and stole one of the tapes, using it at the scene of the crime.
This feels really contrived.
Is it Takiko? Wait, she's been off this whole time. It's Takiko.
Are you suggesting what Shinku heard wasn't Maiko actually speaking, but just a recording of it?
Bingo. Exactly.
But what would the point of that be?
It could make her seem alive when she actually wasn't. The tape could have been played back in the lecture hall to give the illusion she was still alive, that she was still talking, obscuring the time of death.
Wait, so I didn't...
I'm apprehensive about this. Do you have any evidence these tapes existed?
I don't exactly have any reason to lie, do I?
But if he is right about all this, we need to focus on it. Because if she didn't die when Shinku opened that door, that changes the whole case.
Is it possible I wasn't the person who killed her? Either way, I can't dwell on it too much. I feel the debate starting. I can't believe this, man. This is awesome. I like this. I really, really like this, actually. That red background had me worried, though. Would you like to review all the bullets before you start? Nah. Scrap metal. Wooden box. Molly's body.
If it was a tape and not her talking, wouldn't Shinku have noticed it was a recording? I mean, I feel like you could tell the difference in the audio.
He was in quite a panic. I doubt he was thinking entirely clearly.
I was thinking
Perhaps the
perfectly
walls
thoroughly.
obscured it?
I am very, very smart.
I'm not sure this tape even existed, honestly. If it did, why the hell didn't we find a tape player or something in the hall?
Because I ate it. I eated it, Ezekiel.
And even if we did find a tape player at the scene, if the killer wasn't in the room, how could they have stopped it when Shinku broke in?
A better question is how they even started it playing at the right time in the first place.
I think
Maybe they had some way of making it play on a delay?
But all that only matters if this tape was even used in the first place. Wang could be lying for all we know.
he at this point at this stage in the game. Like,
To protect Shinku? Dream on, kid.
yeah, like literally have.
Thanks.
but Wang would have no reason to lie for Shinku.
If it was a tape and not her talking, wouldn't Shinku have noticed it was a
I
recording?
wish there was a way to speed this up. Sadly, there is not.
I mean, I feel like you could tell the difference in the audio.
He was in quite a panic. I doubt he was thinking entirely clearly. Perhaps the walls obscured it?
I'm not sure this tape even existed, honestly. If it did, why the hell didn't we find a tape player or something in the hall?
No, that's wrong!
Shinku, where'd Shinku go? Shinku, where's Shinku? That'll never not be fun.
What are you even saying, Sam? Never mind. Of course you're reaching for every nutjob theory you can to defend yourself.
This isn't even about that. There was some scrap metal crushed under the box of weights. If my theory is correct, it could have originally been the tape player.
Wait, that makes sense actually. That way, the killer could ensure it would be destroyed as soon as you managed to get the door open. The mechanism would naturally crush it even if you broke open the door before she was done talking.
It would also blend in quite well. Every room in this godforsaken prison is covered in debris and cracks.
Hey, not too much in the prison. It's not exactly meant to be comfortable, you know.
Wouldn't you have heard it crunch or something, though? I don't know. I feel like the sound of something getting crushed is pretty hard to ignore.
Hear the snap.
I was, quite frankly, more focused on the fact that Molly was dying in front of me.
Wah. It's always excuses with you, isn't
Fuck
it?
you.
Do you hear yourself? Ever?
Ezekiel, I like you. You're awesome and cool and all that, and I think you do make some good points about Shinku, but also you're kind of an asshole.
Maybe in the moment, especially if Shinku was distressed, the breaking of the tape recorder could have been confused for the snapping of the neck?
Or it could have been covered up by the sound of the broom snapping when Shinku was eventually able to break in.
Whatever it was, if the tape was there, she was probably dead before Shinku even opened that door. The tape playing just made it seem like she was alive.
But if she didn't die from the contraption, when did she die?
If she died before Blondie, then that changes the whole trajectory of the case.
The body was cold when I performed my autopsy on it. I thought it was just because I left to investigate Taka's body before hers. But that does explain how cold she was.
Most of us have alibis in the morning, though. So unless someone got up really early, I'm not sure when anyone would have gotten the chance.
Right, especially when it came to setting everything up in the lecture hall. I feel like someone would have noticed this morning.
So it was most likely done
I've got it.
last night.
Last night makes the most sense with how much setup was done. Most people have been going to bed quite early with this motive anyway.
Yeah, it gets exhausting being woken up by that truth reveal announcement every midnight. It's a real bitch when you're trying to sleep.
It leaves you feeling tired all of the time. But... wait, if it was done last night, wouldn't Alora have noticed? I feel like her body would have gone into rigor mortis or something.
I apologize. My autopsy of her was quite rushed.
Yeah, we were barely even able to hoist her down before that announcement played.
You rushed to do Taka's first. Why did you do that? You already knew how he died.
Kutsuki seemed to be distressed. I wanted to give him a new space until he was less catatonic. And as awful as it was, I wanted to divert suspicion away from me as the culprit by properly investigating the scene.
By controlling the autopsy, you could leave out key details you didn't want the rest of us to know or spot, huh?
In the moment, Molly's death did seem like a pretty open and shut case. I don't blame Dr. Lennius for making assumptions.
Wait, so do we even know how Molly died?
Well, duh. It still could be hanging. It would be pretty easy to just hang her and set the trap up with her dead body already hung. That way you could just hoist up the already dead body and call it there.
That's all well and good, but how would you even get her to go to the lecture hall to hang her there anyway?
I mean, the killer could have just asked her.
And you seriously think she'd just go?
Her? Yeah.
Okay, well, would you kill me if I said yes?
Are you actually that imbecilic?
Yeah, it's Michael.
Hey, come on! She was trusted as all hell. You could literally just say, oh, come here for a surprise, and she'd follow you. Or get some naked men or women or whatever. All I'm saying is, if I needed an easy victim, she would probably be one of my first picks.
How can you just say that? It's a killing game. No one is just going to follow someone else blindly in the middle of the night.
Yeah, of course you'd think that. That tracks. You're usually the one having others blindly follow you, huh?
Oh my god, can you cut it out for 5 minutes? Can't you see how unproductive this is? You are actually impossible!
Oh my god, it's this. I want to see their outfits. These two are fighting again. Usually I just let them get it out, but it's genuinely getting pretty disruptive. If you don't sort this out and get to the bottom of what really killed Molly this case, really killed Molly, this case is never going to progress. I would love to save. Midnight Motorway! No, get the thing.
Well,
Oh.
the obvious answer here is that she was hung.
Why? What is with the cat motif? Is it always gonna be a cat and a vampire? Cause Alora and Taka were vampires. What's her face? Maiko and Lyra were cats, and this man's a cat. I'm assuming Yasmini is also a vampire.
She could have just been hung earlier, and then her body could have been lowered, and the contraption was set up to make it seem like she was only just hung when Sam opened the door.
She was in the infirmary resting up after taking those tanning pills that night. I find it unlikely she would have gone to the lecture hall, even if someone asked her. She wasn't the brightest, but I think she'd at least have some level of self-preservation. Even if she really trusted someone, I doubt she would have so easily gone to the lecture hall that late at night, not without telling someone.
I think you're giving her way too much credit here.
Okay. Why am I on Zeke's side? What?
Okay, well, she could have always been strangled in the infirmary and had her body hauled into the lecture hall. If she wasn't just hung in there, the method they used must have been pretty fucking similar to strangulation for Alora not to notice during even a bare-bones autopsy. Like, come on! You're telling me she wouldn't have noticed the difference between stabbing and strangling?
I agree that it wasn't anything entirely off kilter or out of nowhere like stabbing. It must have been subtle. But I feel like it's not out of the question Alora wouldn't have noticed more subtle murder methods, especially considering her mind was likely elsewhere, considering what she'd done just a little bit prior to finding Molly's body. Considering how rushed the autopsy was, it's easy to see how something subtle could have been confused for her being strangled, especially with how the body was dressed up.
Okay, fine, sure. It was something similar to strangulation. I don't know. Maybe they strangled her with their hands in the infirmary or something. Or maybe drowning. I mean, the open waterways are on that side of the prison. Or, I don't know, poisoning? There was plenty of stuff in the infirmary that she could have been poisoned with. She was already on the brink of overdosing on those tannin pills or whatever.
If she was drowned, I doubt the water trail or even the body would have dried before we found it. There would be evidence. Poisoning I also doubt, since there would have been clear signs. It's hard to subtly poison someone without clear physical signs that even a brief autopsy would have picked up on. But you might be onto something there with the strangulation. I definitely think it has something to do with that lack of oxygen. But I feel like direct strangulation would have woken her up. There must be something similar to it that could have been easily done in the infirmary though.
Vacation?
I've got it! Considering it had to be something subtle, something that could have been done in the infirmary, and something that could have easily be confused with strangulation. Is it out of the equation that Molly was smothered?
With her infirmary pillow?
Huh. I guess that makes sense. It's similar enough to strangulation that if she was hung afterwards, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference at a glance.
It's also a method anyone could have done fairly quickly and easily. Wouldn't leave much mess.
I guess my main question with that is, wouldn't she have woken up? I don't think she'd be all that hard to overpower, still.
Well, she was on a few different drugs to try to combat the effects of taking all those tanning pills.
Right, she's been taking all those tanning pills. She was likely incredibly drowsy.
She was bedridden that night. I didn't want to risk moving her to her cell. I couldn't assess just how much damage the tanning pills had done.
So it could have easily been done without waking her up, and even if she did, she'd be too weak to respond or do anything.
So anyone could have done this?
I mean, she was pretty heavy. I doubt everyone could haul her from the infirmary to the lecture hall.
They are next door to one another. Anyone could have dragged her given they had the time, which I'm pretty sure the killer had since they did it pretty late at night. No one was around.
If it's something anyone could have done, how are we gonna narrow it down any further from here?
If we're still going with the whole tape thing, it must have been someone who'd have the opportunity to take the tape, right?
When was the tape used recorded?
Tuesday morning, when she was watching me. I'm guessing the best opportunities people have are when they were watching me. Those shifts were pretty long. I was sleeping for a lot of the time.
Wouldn't it be easier for them to have gotten them once you were released on Thursday morning and no longer supervised? Your cell would be open then for anyone to go into.
I'm pretty confident they were taken before then. I was hiding them in my desk, and once I was let free, I locked them in there while I was gone. You know, keeping my goods safe and all that. Security is important.
Alright then let's review the schedule. Who watched food between Tuesday morning and Thursday morning?
If my memory serves me correctly, Takiko, Ezekiel,
It's
Asuga,
Takiko.
Taka, and Lyra had those shifts.
It's Takiko. It's Takiko. Oh my god, it's Takiko. She's been off like the whole time.
So they had the opportunity to take the tapes.
It's between Takiko and Lyra, but right now I think it's Takiko.
Not me and Zeke. I think we can clear each other pretty easily.
Yeah, it's Takiko.
If we're going with the idea that the murder happened last night, I was in his cell all night, like every night. And neither of us went anywhere.
Right, I forgot you two were doing that.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, you could always be covering for each other. Maybe you've got some sort of Bonnie and Clyde deal going on.
Yeah, no. We ain't pulling any of that shit.
Take it or leave it. I think it's a pretty solid alibi.
It does align with both their morning accounts.
Taka can also be ruled out.
I mean, considering what you did to him, I don't think anyone thought he...
Even putting that aside, he skipped his watch that time due to his dare. Uchiyama covered for him.
Right! I did. Right after Wang's weird wedding thing.
Excuse me, what?
Don't worry about it, kid.
I'm worrying. When was there a wedding? How did I miss this? Hello?
So, only Asuka or Takiko would have had a good opportunity to get the tapes and were available last night to enact the murder.
What? You really think?
Takiko.
Hey, hang on!
It is Takiko.
Why are we operating under the assumption that it has to be the people who are allocated to watch Fu? It doesn't seem like much of an ideal time to me. I mean, he was right there. He would have spotted us, wouldn't he?
It's Takiko. Like, I mean, this is metagaming it a bit with... I'm metagaming it, but narratively, they won't kill Sugi right immediately after killing Taka. Right?
But there was also a lot of time when he was asleep or napping when someone could have easily taken them.
True, but it just feels a little risky. Anyone could have broken into his cell at any point after he was released. I feel like that would be a lot easier. You'd be less likely to be noticed too, considering how much he was running about.
Well, I locked him in my desk drawer while I was out. Didn't want anyone stealing them.
But a little lock like that is pretty simple to lockpick. I feel like anyone could do it with a bobby pin and a bit of determination.
Speak for yourself. I certainly couldn't.
It's a stretch, but I feel like it could have been done.
Right! It's silly to narrow it down just based on the list. Anyone could have gotten him eventually.
It makes more sense that way, doesn't it? I mean, presumably only the killer caught onto the fact you were recording. Doesn't it make more sense they caught onto that during their shift and then broke in to try to find the tapes afterwards?
Yeah, I'm surprised anyone caught on to it. Honestly, I definitely didn't suspect a thing.
They might have just gone in there to try to retrieve their own, to be honest. But found Molly's in the process and figured they could work with it.
Well, I wanted to keep it hidden for longer, but... once I started leaving my cell again, I resumed what I was doing before. I left a small bit of paper on top of my door.
Oh my god. Death Note.
You know, so if someone entered it when I wasn't there, I'd notice the paper was on the ground and know if someone broke in. Classic killing game strat. I'm sure you're all aware of it.
No? I've got a much simpler method. I just tell people if they enter my room, I'll beat them the hell up.
You can't beat someone up if you don't know they've even entered in the first place, kid. You guys should really get on doing that. Or at least setting up something similar. But yeah, no paper on the ground yesterday. So I'm pretty sure no one entered.
Okay, so we're just allowed to lie in trials now. That's really productive. I'm glad we're doing that.
How would you know if he's lying?
What?
You're clearly bluffing.
It's Takiko.
What? You're just making stuff up? That's not fair.
Hey, hold on. Where'd you get that from?
How come all of this is only coming up now?
Why would he lie? Why would he have any reason to lie, Takiko? He has no reason to lie about this shit. If he's telling you, hey, I am blackmailing all of you, he has no further reason to lie.
Well, if everyone knew about my paper trap, then they'd know to reset the paper. It wouldn't be effective. It would completely defeat the point.
Okay, but there's no way to prove it actually existed.
Again, why would he lie, Takiko?
There's no way to prove it didn't exist either, unfortunately.
Then we shouldn't go off of it. We could be going completely along the wrong track here.
Why would he lie now?
We don't have much time left, though. I think it's best we operate under the assumption Wang is telling the truth. Breaking in and lockpicking his desk afterwards seems a little convoluted.
And given how populated the common room tends to be, I feel like someone would have noticed someone other than him entering the cell.
Besides, he doesn't have much motivation to lie.
Thank you, Shinku.
I don't believe he's the killer. If he was, he wouldn't have interrupted and told us about the tapes as soon as we went to vote.
Thank you.
If he had anything to do with Molly's death, he would have happily let Alora get voted and get off scot-free.
So, it's between Takiko and Asuka.
It's Asuka.
Wait.
Come on, guys. Seriously, I didn't. I wouldn't throw you all under the bus and let you die like this.
Me neither. Seriously, could anyone live with that many lives on their back?
I don't want to believe it's one of you two either, but...
The question is how we even start to narrow it down between the two of them. They're both equally likely.
Well, we should look at who would have had the best opportunity to set up the contraption.
There's one thing about that contraption that's been bothering me, actually.
And that is?
The weights used. I don't know. It just seems weird they bother with carrying so many smaller ones. I feel like just taking a few of the bigger weights would have been easier.
You might be onto something there, actually. I feel like people would have been less likely to notice the weights had been stolen if they took the bigger ones, too. Less people use them, after all.
You could just be reading too much into it. Might have just been that they would have been much more likely to be spotted if they were lugging the big weights through the prison.
We already established the murder happened at night. I think they just assumed there wouldn't be anyone around. I don't think that influenced them.
I feel like we're onto something with the weights.
It's just on the tip of my tongue. I'm sure I can figure it out. Right. The fact that the killer used the smaller weights must indicate something about the killers. The fucking cat game. Fucking cat game. Cat's conundrum, start. Stature. Stature. Not stature? What? Strength. Okay.
I have my answer!
Oh. Okay.
I think the fact that the killer used a lot of little weights as opposed to 2 or 3 big weights says a lot about the killer's strength. I'm thinking they had to take multiple trips to get the weights anyway. They probably had something that could easily carry the weights in, like a bag or something. But the main thing is I think the killer is potentially quite physically weak.
Akiko.
I mean, whoever it was, they were clearly able to drag Molly's body to the lecture hall, so they couldn't be that weak.
I mean, dragging, like, it's a lot easier to drag something than it is to carry something.
True. But the lecture hall is right next to the infirmary. Even if it was difficult, even a weaker person could do it with enough time. The gym, on the other hand, that's on the opposite end of the prison. It would be a bitch to carry anything from.
So we're best off narrowing down our suspects off of strength.
Wait, but then that means...
Asuka and Takiko. Our killer is most likely.
I've got it.
Asuka's talent means she has to have a certain level of strength, especially upper body strength for aerial stunts and performances. They'd more than be capable of carrying the larger weights. They've shown they're not concerned about opening up their injury time and time again.
I'm very well aware. I've had to retreat it over and over again.
Sorry about that.
But that means our more likely culprit is...
Wait! What? No!
Takiko.
I see. You really think I'm the killer, don't you?
Yes, I do.
It's what makes the most sense.
Oh, I'm sure it does to you. But I have a few issues with your current working theory. If you ask me, there are several obvious oversights. But fine,
Oh.
accuse me. If you want to waste time, go ahead. What's a trial without pointless tangents?
Akiko. If you laugh, you get sent to the prison. Well, this is going to be the end of this part. Okay, I'm really happy, actually, that was not how it ended with Laura, because that's kind of bullshit, and I still don't like that. I still don't like that, and I still don't like how we went, like, 2 hours. I mean, the first half of the trial was about Laura, basically, about Taka's murder, and, like, I just don't like that whole situation. I don't like how that plays out. But this is a lot better. This is a lot better. Anyways, I will see you all next time when we finish the trial. Actually, properly finish the trial. Bye bye!